So let's lift this seat to the van and start to make measurements. So this is my template for this secondary air unit. Watching wanna be Overlander, rebuilding by Overland vehicle. Hello from Wannabe Overlander YouTube channel, and this episode we are going to continue our camper van conversion to my T4 Syncro van, and I get the correct rock and roll bed. This is two-person seat with the belts, and for the left-hand drive vehicle, so the bed goes to right side of the van. So because this should not be too easy, and my van have this D-pillar fan unit without heating, but because my van don't have air condition, so I think this is very usable. Any rock and roll beds which they sell can't fit with this unit, so I need to modify this seat, perhaps move this one hinge to here and this back section cut off, but we will see that when I'm fitting this to my van. That's my plan, and I need to start to figuring out how is it possible to do. I make some measurements already, and I think it could be possible done. My camper van units have an overhead locker, so I cut there already 3 fan nozzles for this unit, which I'm going to install there. So let's lift this seat to the van and start to make measurements which we need to cut and modify this rock and roll bed. And last episode we done this flooring. I'm not finishing it yet, but it's on there. Perhaps I'm going to put some silicone or something to the edges, because I don't want water can get any situation under the floor. This floor should be waterproof, and my subfloor also is waterproof. And I lift this unit here. It's not installed yet complete, it's just laying there, so we could fitting anything with the rock and roll bed and start to figure how anything goes together. I think it's gonna look awesome. I have already vision in my head. So this is the position of my rock and roll bed. Here is a 6 centimeter to the tailgate, and I think it's just enough. Then the front corner, the kitchen unit, it's not a problem, where the unit turns a little bit the refrigerator place. So let's see how much I have to cut that plastic cover. And this section is not the problem, and here also perhaps I could save this corner here. So my plan is modify just this section, then there is a place for that air unit. So I'm start to chopping my rock and roll bed, and my plan is cut it off from here and move this hinge to there, but perhaps I'm going to take off first and this section and here, and just move this to here, so I could connecting the hinge back and make it back functional, and then I can start to rebuilding another areas here. So I'm going to cut this here. I don't need to actually make any measurements. I'm already look if I attach this beam directly together here, then it's in a very good position, and then this part could follow here, and I could weld it together with this beam. That's it. And now my plan is fitting this here. See how sharp this was. I'm cut directly through my hand. Yeah, like this. So now my welding is done. I'm not cleaned this yet very well, so I just cleaned the weldings down a bit, but I think this is just enough here. I have this pipe here, goes like this, and because I didn't change this beam here, I keep it to be in the original place. So now this chair bench still working as it should be, and this gap is similar with another side, and the hinge is moved here, and this section I take it off from here. The next thing what I need to do is to cut those plywoods and the foam pads to fit this bench and make some kind of mounting for those, because there's no any place where to screw those in. Perhaps I weld the plates to each corner where I could bolt through the plywood and make some sheet metal piece inside the plywood where is the nut, so then it's a proper way. I need to cut the foam pads. This section I'm already cut, and it goes quite nice with the jigsaw. I make a measures here. So we could fit this here. I got a little bit smoothening this corner here. I need to find a way how to attach seat cushions to the bench frame, and I bought this kind of rivet nut. I think this perhaps you could call like a plus head. When you're riveting it, it looks like this, and I put the glue to the hole because I want to avoid it spinning. I'm going to make some test how easy this is spinning, because it makes it quite hard to take it off. So I'm going to try to tightening this bolt and then see does it start to spinning easy when you try to opening it. It opens but not start to spinning yet. Yeah. So, and next thing I'm going to try, does it come off easy? No, it holds quite tight. You could not pull it off. I'm going to use these rivets to locking those. So now I have welded my seat cushion mounting places, brackets. Next thing I mark those places to the cushions, and then I could paint this. So here is my test riveting, and I use this glue body seal, but when I put it in the hole, I need to try to spread it with this tool with the hook, so I could have it a little bit behind the legs, so this avoid the spinning, and I think it's not have slack there. So let's try. And this need 11mm hole, but let's start to drilling. Self-tapping screws could not hold in this cardboard, so goes all the way. So let's try again drilling holes. Yeah, this works now. So let's test it. Yeah, like that, and then you just take this off. So I put the glue to the hole anyway. And I'm just tested the treats are clean, and actually there's no much of glue in these treats, so there's no problem to bolt on this chair like this, and my body sealant glue doesn't ruin the treats. So now we can install the rock and roll bed to the van and check how it fits with the foam. So this unit just have place to be here, but I don't really have much place for the upholstery in this, so perhaps I need to leave this section almost nearly open, and I will see. And then I need to see, is it possible to install filter? I'm scared this is not possible. Yeah, the filter could not go in. What about from down? No. If the seat is here, I'm not able to service this. If unbolt the seat and move the seat front, of course then you have place. And of course the foam pad comes here, and this pad comes here. I need to check the routing of this pipe. Perhaps I should use something this kind of method. And then I need to cut the side panel. So the pity is a disease. So I'm going to cut off this section first, and then I'm going to try it. So let's see how I manage to do that. Yeah, then so that one came off. So this kind of I need to cut off. So this is my template for this secondary air unit, and now the motor is in there, and this how they could fit inside when the seat is usable and the bed is possible to use. And this upper plastic could go in as it was. The only thing is I need to cut it up here to go together with the overhead locker and make that pipe connection there. So now the seat is checked, and it's able to install the van. And the next thing is I'm starting to repair the front seats for the upholstery for the redone, so I could take them same time with the bench cushions. Well, I'm preparing my seats for the upholstery, and I show you one thing which happens with the armrests. So armrest, they should look like this. So I think this is some kind of cast aluminum, and there is this head which locks to this slot. So as always, this nipple here cracks off, and it's not hold that position anymore. And many places they sell this kind of brackets for repair the armrest, and these are okay for the main problem. This head goes to the slot and holds this position and stop it spinning on the hole. But there is another issue too. My seat, two seats already which I'm open, have this kind of problem. This nut behind this sheet metal welding goes off, and you could not open or tightening this bolt anymore. This keeps spinning behind there, and it's quite tricky to take it off. You need to yank that same time, turn that armrest one side and hope this not spinning so you could open the bolt. But I make the solution for that. This kind of piece sheet metal which slides behind here. So you could sliding this to the place so you can put the bolt, and this sheet metal piece could not spinning behind there. So this is one way to solve this problem. So I have this spare part with me when I'm traveling everywhere, and this style also, so I could repair the most of the armrest issues. But here my seat backs are in the parts, so I could welding this one in the place. So there is a one hole there where I could make the spot weld. I'm going to make permanent solution for this side. Screw this bolt on and make a spot weld. So this should hold. Yeah, it's nice now. Yeah, now there is a treat. So this issue is done with a piece like this. So I'm clean this a bit and spray this black color, and then this seat back is ready for the upholstery. Okay, this is my mounting points for the rock and roll bed, and the smaller bolts I bolt the backing plate under the floor. So the smaller bolts holds the backing plates, so I could dismounting this bigger bolts which holds the rock and roll bed on the place, so the plates not drops, and I'm glued it together with the floor, so I hope the water not goes under the floor from the bolt holes. So that's it here right now. Another plate was quite tricky to install here because it's behind this rear diff carrier. As you see, it's under this bigger beam, so it holds the seat securely in the place. So and the smaller bolts are under the floor, so the bed beam could be here. So this is my cover for the auxiliary air unit, and now the seat possible be here. Before I have a cardboard sample, but now this is made from plywood. This piece is a little bit curved too much from down here, but I could leave it under somewhere to turn it straight. But it's locked with the 4 screw, and then you are able to maintain this, and there you have access to the tail light. So I need to take off this, and I make some glue joints inside to this plywood and plastic cover, and then I could make upholstery for this. Okay, my side panel start to go to the shape. I put the upholstery 2-way stretch or 3-way stretch, what you call it. over this panel, and I'm pretty happy with the results. At least I don't have lots of experience with this, but it starts to look quite nice. I still need to trim those edges a bit and flip it over, spray glue to the edges and turn them and cut the excessive material off. And there is some holes. I could fit those covers back because there is a bolt holes if I need those, and open those attaching holes points, and even this could stretch to this corner. It's quite impressive. I think I need to cut at least this place, but it looks quite nice, so I'm happy with these results. But the one thing, I buy from local hardware store this bison spray adhesive, but this is not very good. It's good glue, but it's very thin solid, so I prefer another style. But if it stays on, then it's okay. Yeah, I have a 135 watt flexi panels from Reimo shop, and I'm measuring those places where I'm going to glue these, and I need to drill a couple of holes, put those cables inside to the roof, to the van, and then some zip tie connectors where I could hang this another panel cable inside the roof, routing it back to the van. So that's my plan now. I don't know what is going to happen because there is that roof upholstery, so if it's scrapped to my drill, then it's going to ruin. But what can I do? I need to make the holes. I start with the small drill, 4 mm. I need to make a 11 mm hole here, but let's see how it goes. I move a little bit this panel first. I feel there is some second layer. Perhaps now I'll get through. Yeah, now there is a soft material, definitely. The cable is coming here, and another cable is going to be somewhere here. Then I'm routing it here. So I put the masking tapes to around the places where the panel's coming, and I'm matting those, lightly sanding and clean with the degreaser, and I make the same thing for the panels and cleaning it with plastic parts, cleaning agent. So I'm going to use plastic primer so I get the good adhesion with the glue. Like that, and keep it dry, and I'm going to put the glue to the roof. I like sliding it to the place. Yeah, and then I need to put the cable down. I could show that later, but now I'm cleaning those edges. So I'm trying to throw the carpet on here. I have some extra insulation down here, and my solar panels are drying on the roof, and I'm waiting stove and sink, something like that. So I really can't do lots of things right now, so I put this carpet on, and then I'm going to finish this video here. So thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. It costs nothing. I don't have a lot of progress, but what can I do? But slowly we're getting there. Bye bye.